It is 7 a.m. and we are just getting up and we're about to do the Texas Hill Country route. This is Melvin's first bikepacking adventure.
Welcome back. In this week's episode, we are back on the touring bikes. We are Dre and Wiley, and our newest adventure buddy, Melvin, is along for the ride. This is his very first bike tour, and he is pumped to be on his first adventure with suits to sandals. In this series, we take you with us on the Texas Hill Country Bike Loop. It's a 316-mile ride that starts and ends in Austin, Texas. Come enjoy a scenic ride on bike paths and back roads, pedaling past open fields of farmland, sprawling ranches, meandering rivers, and I almost forgot, a few hills. Technically, not big hills, more like small, punchy hills, but lots and lots of them. If you're into bike touring and are looking to skip the big city for a shorter ride through quiet and charming rural small towns, this is the ride for you.
Good morning. So it is the start of day one of the Texas Hill Country route.
We are in Austin, Texas. Ate some good barbecue last night, and now we got to go burn it all off.
So this wasn't our original plan. Originally, we were supposed to be doing the Arkansas High Country route, and things kind of went to the wayside. So instead, we're going to do a 316-mile loop that starts in Austin and ends in Austin.
This trip, we didn't get dropped off at the start of the trail. We actually had to drive to it. So during our travels in our van, we made it to Austin, Texas, and last night we stayed at a hotel that is about a mile from the trail. So we're fortunate enough to be able to park our van right at the hotel for the duration of our trip. So we'll be able to come right back here and pick it up. This is Melvin's first bike trip, and I think he's really excited, but I also think it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. So today for sure is going to be an interesting day. So we need to get pedaling.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a struggle. We're trying to do about 40 miles each day, and we'll see how day one goes.
Good morning, Austin. We are on the road, day one, just left the hotel. We are 3 miles in. It's a bluebird day. Started out a little crispy, 45 degrees when we left. Wanted to put on my puffy, didn't put it on. Glad I didn't, because I'm towing Melvin. It's Melvin's first bike trip. He is very excited. He's almost so excited it's making it a little bit interesting. Problem with bike touring is you want your dog in the crate in the busiest areas, which are the cities. Problem is when you have a young pup, he does not want to stay in the trailer because he wants to get out and rage and run and party like a puppy would. So we're working on it. We're going to be going 316 miles, give or take, and it's a loop, so we're going to end up right where we started this morning. We chose a shorter bike tour on purpose because it's Melvin's first one. We didn't want to torture him with something too long if he's not having a good time. So we're gonna be keeping our eye on him, make sure he's having fun. He's gonna be getting some miles too. We just gotta get out of the city and get to some calmer roads so we can let him out. He can party too.
So we're right outside the entrance of McKinney Falls State Park. Originally, we were going to try and start here and end here. They have really nice campgrounds, and then we would have been able to sprawl out of our stuff and then leave from here, but that didn't work out. But if you are thinking about doing this trail, that's a good spot to start at.
This dog is just ready to run, so because he is young, he wants to be outside of the cart more than inside of the cart. These little sidewalks, we're going to let him get a little energy out before we put him back into the cart.
Roads are a little dirty in Austin. I don't think they've had the street sweepers out in a bit. There's a lot of glass, there's nails and bolts and all kinds of stuff. Okay, We are finally starting to feel like we're not in the city. Fortunately, we lost our shoulder, but not too busy of a road. Looks like there was heat damage or water damage on here or something. But so far, so good. We've pedaled over 5 miles. Melvin's ran probably around a mile. Get some energy out. Really nice day.
So we are not even 10 miles outside of Austin, basically from the airport side of it. And we are in the country now. Feels good. No shoulder, however, slower speed limit and country roads, so that's always a plus. Easy.
Dog loves grass. Oh, bud.
What do you think? Are you having fun so far? I think you are.
All right, so we're 10 miles in. Time for the switcheroni. I took Melvin for the first 10. Now it's Mama's turn. She said, oh, the hills, they aren't too bad today. I'm gonna say, okay, let's see what happens in the next 10 miles. It's clean and quiet and there's not a lot of traffic, so we'll take it. Dre has Melvin. She's got the next 10 miles and we'll see how it goes. Any words of wisdom?
Get up earlier in the morning during the winter time.
Huh. More city limit, population 202. Texas has their rumble strips right on the paint. So you gotta be on one side or the other. And sometimes that can be a challenge with a dog trailer. Wakes Melvin up. You hit him, you know you're on him. There you go, bud. So far, for the most part, Melvin surfs. He's not comfortable sitting and enjoying the ride. He likes to stand and switch from side to side and see if he can catch a view.
So we got 12 and a half miles in. I've been pushing Melvin around for 2.5 miles and we got our flat. So the one thing we are noticing is there is a lot of glass on the side of the road. A lot of beer bottles. We gotta find our hole and either fix this tube or replace it with another one. It was just as I was like, yeah, we're making pretty good progress for the first day, but you know, stuff like this always happens. So that's why we're trying to get on the road early. Plus it's tough with the winter, short days. Sun goes down at 5:30 today. So we're just gonna be racing the sun the whole week to do this route, unfortunately.
So that was an unwelcome diversion. I got a flat tire on the rear, took the tire out, checked out the tube, found the hole, patched it, filled the tire back up. Did not work. Not sure if it was the same hole or a different hole, but didn't have time to waste. So we do carry a spare tube, switched out the tube, riding on it now. It appears to be holding air, so I think we're back in business.
So we just stopped, we got to the 20-mile mark. We switched out Melvin. He's doing pretty good for his first day and for it being like a 40-mile day. It's about 1 o'clock. So we have about 4.5 hours before sunset. So we should have no problem getting there as long as nothing else happens.
Yeah, that flat tire set us back a little bit, so hopefully that doesn't bite us when we're rolling into camp.
And tomorrow we're gonna get up earlier so we don't have to rush.
Gross. A lot of new homes going up in the hill country. So we are in mostly farming territory right now. And we just passed 2 signs saying gas station, deli, and convenience store coming. both pretty much across the street from each other. But they're gonna have to move a few cows. There's definitely a clash between old school farming and new school development, mostly in the form of houses going on here.
We're almost at the top of this hill. The hills aren't that bad, but they're punchy, so it gets you tired, and then as soon as you get to the top, you get to go down, so that's nice. So we are about almost 30 miles in. We're just about getting ready to change, and Wiley has another flat in the same tire in the back. We checked it really well to make sure nothing was in the actual tire itself. Couldn't find anything, so we're on our last tube and still about over 10 miles away from where we're staying tonight, so that's not good. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We have 2.5 hours left to sunlight, so we'll see how this goes.
Flat tire number 2 today. That's getting frustrating. It's those little goat head, sharp, spiny little things. It may have been in my tire since the first puncture and did it again, but this time we found it and got it out, so hopefully that'll be it for a little while. We will see. That was a busy road with no shoulder. This one feels much better. Dre's got the last 10 miles plus 0.4 of a mile for helping me out. Sometimes if we're already stopped, it just makes sense to switch the dog trailer, and in this case, since I had to change the tire, we switched. What did you say, ma'am?
I said we're gonna go through Maxwell, and then we have one more town after that, Martindale, and then we're gonna try and stay at a campsite that's like a state land trust something.
Hi, Melvin. And what happens if I get another flat tire?
Me and Melvin are gonna go into town and we'll start setting up the tent, and then you can get there eventually.
Gosh.
Maybe you can hitchhike. There's a bunch of people with pickup trucks in Texas.
This little guy, Melvin. Dre's been asking me all day if he sat down yet, and he sat down a couple times, but this guy is a surfer. He likes to ride it out standing up. I think after a while he's gonna learn to sit down and enjoy it more, but he doesn't seem to mind.
So it is 4:30. We just rolled into Martindale, and we have probably 2 miles or less to get to the campground tonight. So Wiley just stopped at the gas station. Gonna get some electrolytes, something to drink, and then we'll roll into camp. And we got here pretty good time. That last road was a pretty busy road, but the shoulder was awesome. Like to see that. So it was just over 40 miles today, and we got to the Spencer Canoe and Shady Campground, and we're right outside of Martindale. And we just found our tent site that we're gonna stay at. We're gonna get that tent up and get some dinner into us. We had a busy day and we didn't get any lunch. We had breakfast at the hotel, but I am hungry. How'd the day go?
I'm in my cocoon. Once I'm in, I don't generally come out. Like a mummy in here. Decent day. We made it. Just shy of 40 miles. 2 rear flat tires for me. Didn't eat enough food. Didn't drink enough water. Par for the course on the first day.
How'd Melvin do?
For his first day on a bike tour ever, I'd say he killed it.
Yep. And he's down there in his cocoon. You can barely even see him. He's in his sweater and his puffy sleeping bag.
Why is everybody all bundled up?
Yeah, so everyone's bundled up right now because it's 32 degrees. When we originally looked at the weather for this week, it was supposed to be like daytime highs of 70, nighttime lows of 50, and it is 32 degrees tonight. It seems to be a common theme on our bike packing trips, but we will survive. And Wiley is testing out his brand new 20 degree Enlightened equipment sleeping bag, so I think he'll stay warm enough.
Hope so.
But other than that, we're signing off for the night at 7 o'clock p.m. because it's pitch black out, and we'll see you guys in the morning.